The quads are loaded, and we're headed off to the Mojave for some desert riding and camping. It's the middle of February, and we should be missing the scorching temperatures typical of the area in summer. This will be a boondocking trip, off the grid, with no local power, water, or sewer, so the camper's packed with everything we need for the next 9 days. We're meeting friends at the Spangler Hills OHV area, featuring over 57,000 acres of open public land where you can ride anywhere your skill and machine will take you. Our 400-mile drive takes us down California 58, through the Tehachapi Mountains, where the wind energy industry was born in California in the 1980s. One of the windiest places on the planet, the Tehachapi Mountains are home to one of the world's biggest and most productive wind energy regions. Harnessing winds rising from the heat of the Mojave Desert, nearly 5,000 turbines installed since the 1980s produce 1.4 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per year, enough to provide for 500,000 people without spending fuel or creating pollution. The modern turbines stand more than 300 feet tall with blades over 100 feet long and can generate up to 3 megawatts. There are many acres of solar farms here as well.
So you see the X on the concrete. This is the X-15 crash site, and it's a memorial as a site as well. The last mission right there, that talks about it, and it gives the voice between the plane that crashed and the controller as they were talking to each other, and then when they lost radio contact with him, and then he crashed.
They got the whole story, huh?
It tells the story of this crash as well as the space program. The first person killed in the NASA space program was that X-15 crash right here. Most of all of this was put together by a Boy Scout troop. They built it and then they maintain it.
I see.
And the scout troop there is from South Orange County. They're here today working on a weather merit badge.
Okay. Yeah, I see a class in progress there.
Then they're going to head on over to Death Valley when they're in the next hour or so and head on over to Death Valley.
Okay, which is real close, huh?
Yeah.
The boundary of Death Valley?
Death Valley, another hour.
Okay.
To get to Death Valley from there.
Sounds good. So, is there any plane wreckage anywhere still?
No, the wreckage has all
It's
been
all
cleared
been
up and
okay.
gone and everything. It's just the site, just the crash site as a memorial.
I see.
No, the military never leaves anything
Okay.
at all.
I'll have to read about it, but do you know if it was on a training mission or something, or is this during wartime?
No, it's a training mission. Yeah.
So where are we headed today?
We're going to go to Randsburg, old mining town.
Okay.
Okay, and then from there's places to buy some trinkets and books about the area.
So it's established. There's actually
It's
people
a town,
there.
yeah,
The town.
the
Okay.
people live there.
All right.
And but it's a real small town on a hill, an old mining town. And then it's really on the backside of this hill right here. So you can either go that way and turn to the left, or go this way and turn to the right. So I think we're going to go out this way, turn to the right, I think, and then go over to Randsburg. And as we get around the backside of this hill here, you'll be able to see the town up on the hill. It's over there just to the right of those antennas up there and on the hill.
Okay.
And so it's a place to go to ride to get milkshakes. They make milkshakes.
Okay, so a little break and okay, so we can have lunch there and all that good stuff. Sounds good.
Walk around the town a little bit, and there'll be a lot of these things and motorbikes and stuff.
Okay, everybody goes there, huh?
Yeah, it's a place to go to.
Okay.
Get some supplies or get a sandwich. Just a place to go, really, to get a bite to eat and say, hey, let's go here. You know, you got to have some place to go, so let's go here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All good.
All right, we got all the kids in one place now, huh? You hang on to that. This right there when it gets bumpy?
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah? Whatever?
Whatever.
Whatever?
I don't know who else are you.
My name's Dan.
My name is Ellie.
Is what?
My name is Ellie.
Oh, how you doing?
And this is Kyle.
Bodie, do you want Kyle?
This is Wally, yeah.
I know Bodie. Bodie's my grandson. Okay, we'll see you guys in town.
Good?
Yeah.
I heard that there's ice cream and milkshakes and stuff in town.
Oh.
What do you think? Cool.
Something different?
Oh yeah. A living ghost town, huh?
There's a jail right there. You have to go through.
Okay. he deserves a timeout, right?
Yeah.
Are you videotaping me?
I'm videotaping what your hands are doing.
Oh gosh, that's wonderful. Well, hopefully, I do this well.
Very well done.
Thank you so much.
And that must be let me guess, that could be a pumpkin pie milkshake.
Sure is. Did you order a pumpkin pie milkshake?
No, I'm a vanilla guy. White House Saloon and Floozy House. There's floozies in there?
Perfect, yeah.
Wow. Today we're riding up to some mountain summits to check out a couple of memorials. The friends of departed off-roaders have erected tributes to their fallen brethren on these peaks, and the Richard Boyle Tile Bar is one of them. Boyle was a local Ridgecrest tire store owner who had a passion for off-road racing. I've read that he was an all-around great guy whose life was cut short by cancer. So his friends built a memorial bar up on one of these peaks so that they could raise a cold one in his honor whenever they were up there. Now that's a great story, and I'm compelled to ride up there, crack one open, and give him a toast as well. But the first stop is the Gordon Bergen Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Beginning somewhere, huh?
Eating pita chips at the bar, Bodie?
There's mine.
What does it say?
In memory of Richard Boyle.
Richard Boyle, huh? He must have been an off-roader, huh? When was he born?
1964,
And then when did he die?
2015.
It wasn't too long ago, huh? 5 years ago? So that must mean that this bar was built about 5 years ago or so.
No, we don't have.
Hello.
We don't want to have to stop our vacation.
Maybe after afternoon, if we drop the kids off, we can go for another ride.
Having bagels. Bagels.
time?
It looks like at least snack time.
Looks like peanut butter and jelly time. You never bought none of those, huh?
Are they?
Yeah.
60 work.
So who's bartending here? What'll you have? A sandwich,
Looks like peanut butter and jelly.
peanut butter and jelly. I didn't know this bar served
I like
food.
that. I'm jealous.
I didn't know the bar served food.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
We still have some
Okay.
frozen.
Make sure to step up to the bar.
This morning, we're riding up to see some wild mustangs and burros. The Ridgecrest Regional Wild Horse and Burro Corrals are located out in the desert a few miles from here. It should be a lot of fun for the kids to feed and interact with the animals. Craig is pulling over to show us a guzzler. Guzzlers are man-made wildlife watering holes built by conservationists in the most arid and remote regions of the desert to help sustain wild animals.
So then it's shaded so that it less evaporation, and kind of halfway gated so that larger animals can't get to the smaller animals that are getting lost.
Yeah, because I could see that be an opportunity to get some prey.
Right. That's where you're going to go hang out, is where they're going to go to water.
Guzzlers typically consist of a concrete apron that collects rain and snowfall that drains into a covered holding tank. As the water is drunk down by the animals, a valve releases more water into the trough. Off-roading with ATVs, whether in the desert or in the mountains, is best done in a group. Besides sharing the fun and experience with your friends, the main reason not to ride alone is safety. These all-terrain vehicles can quickly take you deep into the wilderness, many miles from civilization. You can die out here. If you break down or suffer an injury, others in the group will be there to save you. Even if you have a satellite phone, the solo rider might wait days before help arrives. The Mojave landscape is always interesting, and the terrain allows you to ride almost anywhere you want to go. Most deserts are formed in the rain shadows of mountain ranges. Winds drive moisture-laden air up and over the mountains, wringing out most of the water in the process. The warm, dry air descends down the leeward side of mountains with few clouds and little precipitation, forming sun-baked arid regions, deserts. We're approaching the conical hill that serves as a landmark that the wild Burro facility is not far away. Desert geology is even more interesting. What kind of erosion or deposition would cause this conical hill to rise out of the desert floor? Burro is the Spanish name for donkey, so donkeys and burros are the same animal, also known as asses. Now mules, on the other hand, are something quite different. Mules and donkeys are related, but they are not the same animal. A mule is the result of breeding between a male donkey and a female horse. This mismatch of chromosomes causes mules to be sterile, so two mules cannot produce another baby mule.
You know, the guy told me when I was here 6 weeks ago, they come from all over the Owens Valley. The horses and the donkeys come from all over the Owens Valley, where they collect them and bring them here. And they train them so that you'll be able to come pick them up, and you can take them. They'll walk into a trailer and walk out. They'll come to you when you call them. They'll hand feed. They'll be able to put a bridle on them.
Okay.
Basically, they just get them tamed.
Tamed. Not necessarily broken, but
yeah, at least
tame enough so that you can maintain
you can put them on a bridle and walk them. You know?
Right. Okay.
And then you pick them up. And so some animals are ready to go in a month, and some animals are 2 months. So it's like another 150 besides the adoption fee. If it is like another 150, so it's like $200.
Okay. And you probably have to have some property and all stuff.
Yeah, they have a criteria, and for horses and donkeys it was different. He was telling me something about that they want at least the pen to be no smaller than like 25 by 25 to start out with. And I told him, I said, well, I got 4 acres. And he goes, no, you couldn't get one and then go put them on 4 acres. And I said, why not? He goes, because you'd never get them back.
Okay.
You know, he says, no, you have to go through this program, and then you'd be able to,
right.
But he says, if you just adopted one from us and took it and put it on 4 acres,
then they'd be just as wild as they were out in the desert, huh?
You have to, really go through this program. And then when you get them home, you have a smaller pen at first. They get used to it, and then you open it up and give them the 4 acres, and then they'll keep your grass down.
So why do they corral them and bring them here in the first place? Because they're not surviving out in the desert?
No, I think because they're surviving too well, I think.
Okay.
I think, and that they...
too many numbers for the habitat to support?
Right. I think they're prolific at breeding, I think, and then they get into an area, because some of this BLM land is leased for sheep, and if they're getting grazing rights for sheep, but the grazing is being eaten down by all the horses and donkeys, then it kind of conflicts.
Yeah, they compete for the resources, and just like the old the age-long battle between cattle and sheep for grazing.
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah, this is just instead of cattle, it's
donkeys.
horses and donkeys.
Yeah.
Right.
In North America, wild horses and burros are descendants of horses brought to the Americas by the Spanish in the 16th century, and of later animals that escaped from or were released by Native Americans, U.S. cavalry units, and immigrants. Wild horses have few natural predators and are productive breeders. Left unchecked, herds can double in size in as little as 3 or 4 years. Because of their large numbers in areas of little resources, they compete for water and food with domestic livestock and wildlife. Without intervention, the result for many horses, burros, cattle, and wildlife would be a slow, gruesome death from starvation and dehydration, and irreversible damage to the ecological balance of the rangelands. So, they must be managed. At this facility, wild horses and burros are captured not only from California, but surrounding states and brought here to be blood tested, vaccinated, dewormed, and freeze-branded for identification. After a period of time, they're put up for adoption to allow room for more incoming wild horses and burros.
Can I feel one?
Sure. Oh, you got your gloves on, that's better. Okay, make sure that they don't get you. Oh!
Can I feel one again?
Here.
I won't let you get this.
Did you make up your mind where you're going to go?
Want it?
Try doing it like this. Then look it out of your hand. Here, hold it up.
They keep dropping it. Okay, here you go. What, you're going to stay down here? Here you go, last one. Last one, sorry.
I think it's
all gone.
Do you want to try it again? There we go, that's better. There we go.
I got my glove.
You got
Yeah,
it.
that was smart, honey.
They smelled me. I'm letting them smell my hands. Oh, they flushed on yours. Choose the black one.
Oh, it does have a nice little, look at the white down its
There's no truth, so they're not doing that. But you do gotta be careful because they could bite you. A lot of times they'll lick your hand. Okay? They're a little bit scared too. Oh, here, watch. Want me to do it? Okay.
I do it like this.
Watch. See, they're a little bit scared too. They're full.
I just do this, and then they come, and then they let go.
But they could get your finger like that. Maybe they're afraid of me. Here you go.
Yeah, kid might be less of a threat. Bet these guys will take care of it.
Yeah.
Well, pick it up, right ahead. You okay? Try it again.
Their mouth feels sticky.
We like carrots.
No more carrots! You guys ate them all! Don't bite me. You're cute. You're cute. You're fat. You're cute. You're cute.
They only have numbers. Someday they'll have names, huh?
I'm gonna call you brown sugar. This one's brown sugar.
Okay.
What's your number?
What would you like to name 8373?
Brown sugar. What's this? What's this? What's this?
As it comes closer.
Split it in half, Cody. Cody, split it in half. I said it was a half.
Half they get pretty close to your hand though, huh?
How you? It is not. Its teeth is. It wouldn't. This nostril.
Ringo can go. When he gets it, let him have it. Watch fingers. You can't hold it like that. That's how you get your fingers. Be careful.
Cody, I got my
You don't want to hold them like that. It looks like the cat.
That's how.
And what you could do is you could just put the fingers back just so they don't get nipped.
You don't want your fingers along the length of it. Yeah.
That's
And then when they get it, let go of it.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
That's how Grandma told me to do it. Just
Boy. Yeah.
She
just
told
weren't
you to let.
executing
She let him
it
break up a
correctly.
little bit. She told
that
him
might be it.
to let it go the next time.
Uh-oh.
Hold that. No, just hold it. Or like this. So, hey, you can't push it.
7992 has a name.
What's 7992's name?
His name is Mustang.
A Mustang. That's a good name.
They are. Oh man.
You know what?
It's hard being caged up in here.
Gonna have to give the horse some carrot.
I don't have any more.
You haven't fed him anything yet?
I fed
one half.
7992 and I fed the brown sugar, I don't know where he is. 8373. Right here. I fed him. Brown sugar, come here. Come here.
He probably appreciates having a real name instead of a number.
You don't need a number. You got an awesome name.
Oh, yeah, that was a good thing because you went to the guy in the back row.
7992 Mustang.
We're headed up to the top of the ridge to have lunch with a panoramic view of our surroundings. I've always loved the exhilaration of being in high places, and I've been on many summits. Well, my rock climbing days are over, but I still enjoy getting an aerial view of my world by hiking or motoring or by other means. Well, our time at Spangler Hills has come to an end. And from high up on this ridge, we can see our camp and get a real perspective of just how remote camping in the Mojave can be. Prospectors Camp has been a good home base, and we've launched many rides from here. At night, we've told stories around the campfire and cemented relationships. It's also been a great opportunity to do what I love. To shoot video, be creative, and to realize photographic opportunities just outside our camper door. Like this lone Joshua tree that I'll use to close the video. Thanks for joining me.